Hello, and welcome to Watch Companion. I am Jason, and today we have this beautiful Rolex 126331. That is the Datejust 41 Rolex with a Wimbledon-Slate dial. What is a Rolex? Rolex is a term patented by Rolex way back in 1933, and this was to identify a Rolex watch that is half gold and half steel. Often, to many watch enthusiasts, they call this blend a two-tone watch. As we can see, we have a beautiful pink gold in this union. Rolex calls this Ever-Rose gold. Many pink golds fade to yellow with time because of the oxidation that happens. Ever-Rose is different. It has a high platinum and copper to gold ratio. This helps the pink gold to never fade to yellow gold as it ages. The alloy of gold is not 24 karat, it is 18 karat. This is because gold is considered a very soft metal and would be too soft to use 24 karat for. Ever-Rose is featured in the bezel, the crown, and running down the middle of the bracelet. The case and the remainder of the bracelet is 904L oyster steel, which is just basically a special blend of stainless steel that Rolex has made. Let's first take a look at the bezel. The bezel has a fluted design, showing a beautiful shimmer with its edges and ridges. Originally, the fluting of the bezel had a functional purpose. This was to ensure waterproofness of the watch. The bezel fluting was used to screw the bezel onto the case. Now it is just for design. Found on the Rolex case back though, there also is slight fluting. This actually is still functionally used to screw the case together. This watch is special. It features a 41mm sapphire crystal and also a slate Wimbledon dial. What is Wimbledon? It is the oldest tennis tournament in the world, being held since 1877. The partnership between Rolex and tennis dates back to 1978, when Rolex became the official timekeeper of the championships. Continuing, we have a baton indice at the 9 o'clock location. This and the hands are the only places that also luminesce. At the 3 o'clock position, we have the date, which features a Cyclops lens, and this gives it a 2.5x magnification of the date. The rest of the indices are green Roman numerals. Let's look at this watch's bracelet. This is the Jubilee bracelet and is a supple and comfortable 5-piece link. It was designed and made especially for the launch of the Oyster Perpetual Datejust in 1945. Due to point out, the links originally were hollow, but that is not the case today. They are now solid. The bracelet features a folding oyster clasp with easy 5mm comfort extension link. Let's look at the crown. The crown shows the Rolex insignia, which is a coronet. Underneath is 2 dots. The symbol underneath the crown varies from Rolex model to Rolex model, but for this Datejust, this indicates the crown features a Rolex twin lock mechanism. This means there are 2 O-ring gaskets giving 2 water seal zones. This watch is waterproof to 100 meters, 330 feet. This model is equipped with the movement caliber 3235, entirely developed and manufactured by Rolex. For a superlative level of performance, it is certified as a Swiss chronometer by COSC. It is tested a second time by Rolex to ensure that everyday use it still satisfies these criterion. It should take around 25 winds to start the beating of the second hand. This watch has a 70-hour power reserve. To set the time, hold the crown distal 1 click, and this lets us set the date. If we pull the crown distal 2 clicks, the second hand stops or hacks, and we can set the time with precision. The dimensions of the watch is 47.5 millimeters from lug to lug, and between the lugs is 21 millimeters. And the thickness is 11.7 millimeters. So if I put the watch on the scale, we see that it is 146 grams. Now I have 2 extra links. Putting those on, it comes to 152 grams, and that means that each link is 3 grams. This is definitely a sumptuous watch with a historic dial. Just for fun, let's see an action shot.